and or lower than that. And the lower, the more of a truecel you are. And you can't get a looks match or anywhere near a looks match. Like an incel would probably be able to, like, I don't know, go to a psych ward and like try
I cannot
to.
get a looks match because getting means I need to get a hard-on. I will not get a hard-on of a 4 of a
Yes.
5.
So those are all incels, that people that don't have access even to that, and people that are actually. So here's what the term fakecel means. Like, let's say you were 9 out of 10, and then you would not be able to get 10 out of 10s, so you would be lonely.
Yeah, that's fakecel. Yeah.
And you would go to those online spaces and say, guys, I'm literally so lonely. I'm literally such an incel. I can't get sex. I have been celibate for. Yeah, so all those incels that are fucking raging, that even 4 out of 10s are repulsed by them. They would not have the same experience, so they would not, like, they would call you fake cell, but it's not like a genuine insult. It's just okay, fake cell. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
It's like if you talk to brown people online, you just call them brown people, and like they're not offended by that. It's just
True, but
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'd very much like to become a fake cell, except that I'm not. Like, I would like to.
Well, yeah,
be loyal,
from
or just be abstinent, or whatever you call it, or just to hold on to my money rather than go to a hookah. But I don't have the money for hookahs. Never had the money.
Yes. So okay, again, I will not call you a fake cell.
No, I'm not a true cell. I'm neither a true cell nor a fake cell. I'm a standard cell because I cannot, not even for moral reasons, but not for aesthetic reasons, but physiological difference. I cannot consider like a 5.
Okay, so from this perspective of this theory, you would be considered like a normie. So anywhere, somewhere, like 5 out of 10 is a normie, and normies have problems with sex too, but it's different from what incels get.
The normie has a different meaning.
You know, if you just fucking shot the couple
normie
would have been in that
situation.
Wait.
Normie, not in the sense of having.
Yeah. So again, incels are trying to attach themselves to a intellectual online culture, and they're failing because they're misusing the English language and they're abusing our memes. So we have a culture in Manosphere. We've got different terminology, and incels just run with it and misuse it like a normie. A normie is a sociological phenomenon having nothing to do with sex. So a normie.
Yes, but the word normie is used differently in all those spaces. It means
this is the problem. This is not my problem. This is this community quote unquote problem.
Yeah, that's so like you were asking me what a black pill and what a red pill is. So like I'm going to like create all the new lingo.
Yes, obviously it's evident. It's obviously not the same red pill as the actual red pill, which has got a philosophical and clear meaning, and it's obvious. It happens to people with no reference to sex. They get red pilled about society. They get red pilled about God. They get red pilled about like history. They get red pilled about World War II. It's got nothing to do with sex, fundamentally per se. So whatever the red pill means in the incel community must be their own thing, and that is not respectable. That's not good behavior. This is not.
But
it's not
because incels are so loud and so many.
Hey man,
Inceldom and the black pill and the manosphere is going mainstream right now on social media.
No. Because it's the most important issue. It's still the most important issue. It's just like getting some.
Yeah, so normies is actually successful people that I would encounter would also use black pill and incel lingo. That's why I think that it's pointless to like stay to the true meaning of the words.
Black pill is like looking at the birth rates of the Western world.
I haven't even come down to what the black pill is.
Except that people say that this is black pill, but this is actually the red pill because it's truth. Because you don't get an option. You cannot choose between the red pill on human population and the black pill on the human population because there's only one truth, which is the red pill, which is that the Western world is gone. fuckers are gone.
Look,
And it's not the black pill, it's true.
You
It
can eat me
cannot
out
be
for me.
it cannot be demoted from the red pill
20 bucks,
status
man,
because
20
it's
bucks.
true. You fuckers
20
are gone.
bucks.
well, that
Oh my
sounds
God.
like an insight to an older person, but
Yeah.
like to a younger person, that's like the first. That's everyone knows this. It's like just automatically. Everyone fucking knows that. It's like nothing out of ordinary. Yeah, the West has fallen. Billions must die. It's over. The Jews are in control.
Yeah.
Like we're done.
Yeah, that's it. That is yeah, that's legit.
Like you're saying, it's like everyone fucking knows that. Like
Not
this is
everyone.
like just.
Blue,
But there's also
But, like-
knowing stuff like in the back of your
Blue,
mind.
please talk. Please.
That's like
Always
not
that.
insightful, let's say. And if anyone would say that, you wouldn't. Yeah.
Does anyone else comment on your gazing?
In a white society with
You got that
normies
little
all
like
around
fruit
you, as
to your
it-
voice, you know. Little
they
zesty
do not
quirk.
behave
Smoke.
like they're living out the last days of their entire society and civilization. They actually talk, their entire normie discourse is oriented at the future and how we, the new generation,
Tell us
blah
one.
blah blah.
Mid.
And they have been in some
Yeah.
unmistakable and evident way because they do not realize the basic truth. They're cats are goners. They are on Titanic, and the Titanic is halfway to the sea floor. And this is not the black pill. This is reality. That's why the black pill.
Look,
That's why I'm raging about it.
this is the problem I think with
Sure.
the older people
Sure.
because they were raised without the internet, and
Ladder.
there is less free speech without the internet. Because on the internet, people would go to websites where they would discuss Hitler and the Jews and all that stuff, and everyone would get like not everyone, but a large portion of the population, especially of young people, because young people are on the internet all the time.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've underestimated.
No, it's like 50% at this point.
No. You sound like you've got a complicated
Sure,
background
sure.
with maybe
No.
bilingual or whatever.
So
but
right now I'm a college student at the elite college
Reload
in
your
Moscow, and like I would be around socially successful, sexually successful people
Good boy.
all the time, and they would just casually say "Sieg Heil" or like "I hate fucking niggers."
Moscow liberasti people.
No, yeah, I'm at a very liberal college right now, and there would be a talk. Not necessarily, because in my high school, and I went to a
Blue, why
completely
are you so
fucking
talking?
normie.
Come on, at least
It was very poor actually, because my family is quite poor. So I went to a poor high school, and everyone was racist there. It was just casual. We had like a race war shit. Like everyone is racist. Everyone knows that the Jews control our government and every other government. This is just casual. Everyone knows.
Jews because we got genocided by Perestroika and Yeltsin. Russians
so
are
it's-
red-pilled on that part. The Russians are red-pilled like mostly because we are the survivors. It's a survivorship bias. If you are Russian and red-pilled in 2025, that's whoop-de-doo. That's natural because we've had the 90s.
Yeah, but like, even like think of the mainstream kind of celebrities that are for younger people or for middle-aged people, like Trump, for example. Who is-
Yeah, we didn't have Nick Fuentes like be getting super massive donation
There's
money
only
just for
one
talking
apps.
edgy shit back in the day. Now,
Yes, so like this shit is going mainstream right now, and everyone is waking up to it, especially the young people. So it's like
just
50%.
use that word, everyone. Just don't
Blur,
say
can you say
ever.
anything?
It will help your intellectual
they threw
image if you just
smoke
avoid
ants.
these pathetic
The masses, let's say
Oh,
large
my
masses of
God.
people.
masses of people is good.
Last two are both
Masses
mid.
of people. Unprecedented rise in. A historical
I can anchor B.
change. A qualitative change in the
What's my option?
understanding
Yeah,
by the
purple.
normal masses of the. Let's say everyone.
Well, you seem to be quite fond of Nick Fuentes, right?
No, I would be fond of it if he didn't have like if he wasn't an if he had more than 3 kids, I would
I
be
think-
fond
Blue,
of
can you drop me?
I think
he's that cunt on Titanic telling to the
Can you
cunts
drop?
Blue, we actually need.
we're all actually
Can you
going
drop?
down and sinking, but also
Can
telling
you
you and
drop?
also kind of breaking it down really unfair. If you're on a Titanic and
Can you
Titanic
drop?
they're sinking, at least do so with like he's not helping the red pill discourse because he's making it look angry and small and
First of all, he is a fakecel, and like the reason why he uses that insult lingo is because it's part of his image, because he wants to appeal to a certain group of people online. And that
is a possibility, yeah.
Yeah, so you criticize him for doing that, but obviously he does that to be more successful.
Yeah.
And it works, to a degree.
If he wasn't tall, and if he was tall, and if he actually had a wife or who wasn't homosexual, whatever he ends up turns out actually being, if he was a wholesome normie, simply realizing these things and saying these things, or if Alex Jones wasn't fat, or if Alex Jones simply maintained a like a calm disposition in his speeches, then I would approve of these guys. But if they are actually unpleasant and like someone who, in the back of your mind, you don't want to be a Quentin, you don't want to be an Alex Jones.
Yes. Like,
I want to be a Kanye West.
listen.
I want to be a Kanye West. I want to be a Brad Pitt. I don't want to be a
I would argue that Kanye West has done maybe not even more than Nick Fuentes. Like, they are on the same scale of doing.
Yeah, but he's got the jaw. He's got like a long skull, well developed.
Yeah, but like the people that we are discussing are all fucking millionaires, billionaires, hyper successful celebrities that are fucking.
A prostitute and still claim that they're a cisgender heterosexual.
No, so like you.
I'm so Catholic. I'm so Catholic. I'm just can't find myself a wife. He's a faggot.
Look. You're saying that Nick Fuentes is so shit because he's not like tall and attractive. But like if we are to save the West, we gotta work with what we have. So this is our like the red pill celebrities that we have. Like we're not getting any other. But my point is,
we are. I mean,
like,
there'll be some celebrities in a possible alternate reality without any of this nonsense. There'll be an alternate timeline where Kanye West is a white dude and he says exactly the same things, and he's hiling the same Ziggs, and Ziggs the same hiling, but he's not black.
Yeah, but like we are in reality, not. I don't know, whatever. So
good point. Nah, maybe I'm just wishful.
Yeah, so like we have to be like not fucking criticizing and destroying people just because they are like short or whatever, even though they're like the number one goat right now or something like that. But my point is not this.
Check this out. Just I'm gonna shut up in a minute. But imagine if Elliot Rodger had the same complaints, but instead of being an ugly and fucking rich thing that he was, instead he had some kind of facial deformity, but otherwise he was like a Chad and a 6'4", and he was poor and unjustly poor because he couldn't make his way in business or industry because of this annoying facial deformity. And then he'd be like, all right, I'm going on a mass shooting. I'm gonna just express my frustration. Here's my manifesto. Fuck you guys. Bang, bang, bang. But instead, and again, that would be a real wholesome incel image. Instead, we have the rich cunt, Elliot Rodger, who couldn't even go out with prostitutes because he's probably
look. First of all, Elliot Rodger, have you read his manifesto?
No.
I have. So he was obviously a mental cell.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
I would say
all-round degenerate.
No, he was not a degenerate. He was just like a spurg. And it was genuinely hard for him to make friends and talk to women.
He was also having that characteristic degenerate, undeveloped face.
Let's have action. Decoys out.
I would say he was quite handsome. He was like 5 out of 10. So like it was definitely possible for him with his face.
Maybe 5. I'm not a very good judge of male thing, except that I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, that's not right. But
look, there are women in this server conventionally attractive that find Elliot Rodger attractive and hot.
Women don't know what women don't know themselves. Women cannot actually say.
No, they would have boyfriends that there is a certain group of people that it appeals to. Like not every woman.
Women generally cannot judge. Exactly.
Yes. But yes, you judge women not by what they say, but by their boyfriends, right?
You judge women not by what they say, but what they do, and who pays them, and where that money eventually goes. So if depending on who pays the woman, how much, and where she gets her other how does she get her furniture moved?
1 sec.
How does she get her car fixed? And then when you look the inputs and outputs of energy and money, and then see what she's talking, and then see what she does with her money. That's how you judge.
Yeah, like my point is this. First, Elliot Rodger is a stone cold truecel, and we're not going to debate the Saint Elliot.
I don't like Elliot Rodger, but even if he was mental, it was perfect shit. But only instead of being like a wholesome, underdeveloped, like just a biologically low quality dude. If instead he was a biologically high quality dude, but with the weakest link, a weakest link like a facial deformity, taking you straight from 9 out of 10 straight all the way down to like 2. And then he did what he did and wrote a manifesto and was a spurg and was lonely and didn't make friends. Then that would be wholesome. But now we've got this
yeah, but look, you've said if he was a Chad and had a facial deformity. A Chad is someone who is on top of looks, so you cannot have a facial deformity and be a Chad. That's like the opposite things.
So you understand that a Chad is someone who's
biologically... Short.
Right? Yes, but you cannot have a biological...
Chad, but not a Chad because of one single thing. That's what I meant, and that was easy to impose.
But that's like... Look... The scale of looks of this sphere is based on how attractive a person is. And everyone knows that for a male, being well-rounded is better than having one phalo. So, like, if you are 8 out of 10 in every feature, but you have some phalo, like, have something about you that is bad.
Rodger is short and with a ridiculous attitude. Like, he wasn't raised.
Yes. But he was... Elliot Rodger was... Look, like, the amount of, like... He was the incel.
Yeah. Which is sad.
And he was also narcissistic. I think that is an important characteristic about him. That's what made him so influential.
And all he needed to do, being exactly all he is hire prostitutes. And if he didn't do that, he was mental. Yeah, so he's a mental. Yeah, you're right. He's a mental cell because he'd be like, okay, I don't get sex. Why don't I just straight pay money and not pursue these interactions and smiles and holding hands because I can't get that. But I can stop being an incel and get hormones and neurotransmitters and dopamine and oxytocin right now and put the money in the car right now. And if he didn't do that, he's another.
Yes, it's because he viewed having sex with prostitutes as immoral, and he wanted to have a genuine love and feel connected. So that's a masculine male would like call him a faggot for that, but like I mean, what can we blame him for that?
Watch out.
Anyways,
this question on what Elliot Rodger actually is verified. Your entire angle. He could be accused of being a fakecel because he had money.
Yes. So no, everyone knows that Elliot Rodger is a truecel, and everyone knows that Elliot Rodger was mental cell. That's like common knowledge.
Okay. So I didn't read it.
Not everyone, but like
deeply into that.
Yes. You don't like the word everyone's.
I know that his thing is being used by Zog and by the Jews to paint a picture of incels TM as some kind of culture of disgruntled males online.
No, he's like popular on Twitter because his YouTube channel was goated and his GIFs are funny. Like people would use his GIFs as reaction images because it's funny, and people would make edits of him.
Yeah. Elliot Rodger.
It's like
he's ironically, he's super ironically but cool.
Yes. And On the other opposite, we have Nick Fuentes. So Nick Fuentes is a textbook example of a fake cell. Someone who is quite handsome, socially successful, popular, is a millionaire, but is still a virgin.
I don't actually know that part. I assumed, maybe because of my bias in favor of a guy who is like hoisting the colors and the proper vocal groiper, that he was poor.
He was, yes, he is from a poor background, but obviously he's now an e-celebrity with like millions.
Okay, in that case, yeah, no, that's just another one. Check this out. Another one, a wedge I want to drive in this discourse is truecel. It's
What's that?
something that I think is a distinct.
Stop 19 kill.
That's not good.
You're an actual.
That's not B. That's not B.
You can't have sex unless you're married.
Why did the TK blue?
It's not something you will allow
Purple.
yourself because it's so easy
Purple.
Yes,
No,
yes.
it's not
Yes.
walking.
to suffer.
Purple, you actually not.
And suffering, just not having is one of the easiest sufferings you can put up with because there's pain and there's like appendicitis and there's other ways of suffering and grief and stuff, and being incel is relatively very little suffering.
Yes.
But then
Last
again,
enemy in market. The market is the last enemy.
which is what I assess
Kill
is
the
about
market.
the vast majority of nominal
Enemy
Christians
market.
who will say, "Oh, okay, well, gotta make do with what I've got. I'm sinful, blah blah blah. Therefore, I'll go pursue actual."
Let him through purple.
atheist
Yellow get
cause."
him. Oh shit.
Christians would not do that. It would not cross a mind of Christian ever to resist. Just would not.
Yes. Yes. No, it would definitely. Wait, I think it.
I waited
It would
35
definitely.
years. When I turned 35, I was like, all right, I'm gonna dip into the satanic cesspit of whoredom, which is Tinder, and I still would only consider a virgin. I found a virgin, and I thought I'd convert.
Were you a Christian all your life?
Well, yes and no.
I mean,
so
at
I've
that
never attended church, but I think I'm like the Russian Orthodox Church. They fucking
Short blue.
But I'm
Dude,
saying
so
the-
insane,
the-
Purple.
the-
We're so
the
insane.
other answer is
Turn
no.
around and bend
In the
it.
social
Yeah.
sense,
We're so insane, bro.
criminological
Yeah.
faith has
Purple
never,
is so insane, bro. So
it's
insane.
never actually shook. Like I don't have a journey of self-discovery. I just have a
One's
journey
sure.
of my life, and I see.
Okay, it's to rotate. Just take
And I
sec.
see what is to be done and what's not to be done. And if something is not to be done, I don't do it. But when I actually read
he's
1
probably-
Corinthians 7, and when I'm 35
Understood.
I'm ready to stop myself and actually kill others, I'd be like, shit, it's time I actually pursued real sex.
Okay, with back to Nick Fuentes. With Nick Fuentes, if you were to be really charitable to him, you would say that he's just a pious Christian and he's dedicated to defeating the Jews.
Yes,
So
You fucking
that's
suck,
something that I
man.
would like to think.
The fucking.
if he would get married or if he would have a girlfriend, that would obviously compromise
Do you receive
his
as well?
entire movement and
Blue, why do you have anger?
So
Struggle,
if he
political
married,
struggle.
that would be one thing. If he got a girlfriend, that would completely debase him and expose him. If he had a wife,
No, 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 no,
I
no.
know you
completely
can't be
different
talking
thing.
about gay
You
accent.
realize a wife and a girlfriend are completely different categories.
look, a girl. Yes, you could have a girlfriend and not have sex with her until you marry her. Like you could have a girlfriend for a year or something like that. So like if he would publicly or privately, but it would went public, have a girlfriend or a wife,
Gone.
it would compromise the movement because all those forces that pressure him would try to pressure her as well, and she would. Yes. So you could argue that
There's still the
he.
possibility that it's also a Christian woman who
Jungle.
is prepared for martyrdom, who can prepared and not afraid to be killed, and who is not even afraid for their children. So this is what Christians have
Sure.
actually had to go through for hundreds of years, and whoop-de-doo, if you're Christian, you can just do it again.
Yeah, but like it's like a miracle,
Jungle's
and
taken,
he's
but-
like a realistic person. So
That's right. So it's a miracle that a guy under 6 foot will actually get a Christian wife who is actually a Christian. Because Christian wives who are like that are really valuable. They get snatched up by multimillionaires.
So the other theory of Nick Fuentes is he's just gay.
Yeah.
So he's a closeted homosexual.
Yeah. So that's another sad, real possibility.
Because of like his different connect, and the Jews would promulgate that.
Wait, purple. Is blue gay?
The problem with that is, so my problem with Nick Fuentes is not that he's gay or he is
He was boyfriend.
not finding a wife. It's that he LARPs as a fakecel, and that's
Oh, that actually makes sense.
he's not a
That
fake.
makes sense.
He's not an incel. He's a fakecel. So, and the other question, but that's like not important. I would totally get that because it's just his image. My question for Nick Fuentes is this: he was saying all those Holocaust stuff, and like people have been saying all that Holocaust Hitler stuff for years, since like the 90s. I was subscribed to like American Renaissance in the 10s. But my question is this: why is he allowed on major platforms when all of the major platforms are controlled by the Jews? And like he has said some very, very volatile stuff that could obviously get him banned from everywhere.
Sure, there's another reason that he's just a plant. He's just an outlet. He's part of the MAGA alt-right overall smoke screen. So the overall right wing, the concept of there being two wings, the left and the right wing in the United States, is first of all, it's a laughably fake concept.
Wait, you seem like you know
It also means that on the right there should be some kind of
Boy, why are we speaking?
society has to divide between just two sides. 30,000, but just two, the left and the right wings. Then the left wing should have an entire zoo of freaks of all sorts. Like you have the LGBT, you have trannies, you have pedos, you have Jews, you have all sorts. And on the right, there's Zionist Jews, there's like white Sharia, there's Groypers. And so that political theater that exists in the United States calls for the existence of people like Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes. But the things that the Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes say are powerful not because they are promoted on these major platforms. Indeed, they actually do get suppressed on platforms and whatnot.
But yeah, but like if I was the top Jew and I would have to control the environment, I'd basically like assassinate and debunk and down or like drown every person that is talented and good and well spoken, and I would uplift all the retards and degenerates. Like, yeah, I would allow every degenerate
it's not that
and
simple,
retard.
you see, to create if you assassinate and cancel at least all the whistleblowers and truth speakers, that niche will empty up, and that niche will be refilled by the the very enterprising.
No, like
in a couple of weeks.
My opinion of Nick Fuentes is just that he is.
Let's go.
First of all the red pills that he drops are true. Although maybe they're
He's submissive,
gatekeeping
boy.
some real knowledge, but I would say that's a very examination of the topic and very profound. And he's probably like the best person at red pilling the masses at this point in the entire world.
Talking about the same time,
But-
brother. Ready?
The reason why he's allowed on major platforms and not banned forever, and there are obviously good cases to be made for him to be banned, is probably because he's connected with some powerful people,
Jungle.
and you would expect that a person of such caliber would be connected, and talent would be connected to powerful people. So I think of him positively, but I think that he might be compromised. That's what I just...
Same. And the reason he might not be compromised is that they need him, that he fills a certain piece in the puzzle.
He says having blue.
In the Zionist puzzle, they have to be those anti-Zionist
Blue would
Hasidic
say.
Jews to protest against the state of Israel while already living and benefiting from the state of Israel.
Yeah, but
In
too
the
late.
United States.
No. We were like,
A real
There
man
has to
would
be
just
a
like
Groyba.
shit themselves.
Who's like, I don't
Yeah,
know
I did.
because of all the shit I say, and I live in a first world country, and I have a wife, and I'm a Christian, and I was talking about that with my wife, and blah, blah, blah. So there is.
Double.
It doesn't even
Nice.
have to be fake or set up,
Jungle.
I'm planted.
but
Con.
he has
Con.
come to the core
Con in short.
what fundamentally Americans live for. An American lives to increase his sources using money and material capital,
Oh, that's bad.
Hello.
or to retain his existing
Hey, Blue, do you have
in the face
autism?
of threats.
What's Pink doing, bro? Fucking swing!
Money just in order to be able to move. If his rental gets cancelled, if his job gets cancelled, he has to move. So money is something they live for. And so if Nick Fuentes, without having any directives, any actual scripts from the Zionists, say all that edgy shit that's, again, probably carefully doctored, carefully vetted, it may not be because he's just saying the truth, the exact truth that is being forbidden and cancelled, and that's why he's saying it. He wouldn't have to speak about Holocaust of women if the media specifically, punished people for saying the truth on the Holocaust and women. So that's he's the supply to America's demand.
yes. So back to the pills. Now that and let's so a fake cell is someone who is, we've all understood what a fake cell is from the perspective, and we've all understood what a true cell is, and what are height cells, mental cells, dick cells, etc. The one other thing are fem cells. So fem cells are women that come to incel spaces. But in the current state of hoflation, women they have such abundant supply of sexual crap that basically every girl has like 10 guys in her DMs. At least. Even if she's like fat and ugly.
Again, you're making these childish exaggerations that are just tiring. Not every girl. You don't know every girl.
Every girl online.
Not every girl online. There's girls online of all sorts. You just don't know shit. Again, you probably mean something else. Every girl online in your generation, within a certain span of attention that you're interested in certain groups, and you gravitate toward those groups, and in those groups your general observation is such and such, and that's what you mean when you say every or everyone.
Yes.
It's not every girl, just
yes. So
some girls actually have zero friends. Just so you know.
Yes, but if such a girl that has zero friends in real life goes on this Discord and she's ugly, like she's genuinely facially deformed and she's 200 kilograms, she will still get guys in her DMs because of the state of hoflation and hypertrophy. The significance of that is that fem cells aren't real, so all fem cells are just fake cells. That is.
So if a girl can get some guys online in DMs, it doesn't mean that she is actually gonna talk to those guys, or that she's gonna accept sex from those guys.
She at least, yes, but we have to realize that from that perspective, fake cells are people that have sexual access, but they don't accept it, or they pretend that they don't accept it. To be a part of all this crap.
Nah, you just don't know women, bro. Women don't need sex, so they can be an incel. She can be an incel because she needs a 9.
Yes, women want chats. That is true, and a woman would rather.
Women are also not prepared to accept the sub 5s. They just don't Same with me. My sexual drive is more like that of a woman. If there is if there is a sub 6. Actually absolutely behaving the hottest ever and sucking my dick and offering me assurances of lifelong sexual servitude, I still cannot get an erection. Same with a bitch. If I come up to a woman and totally woo her and say, I will actually be your slave and work for you, and all I need is some, a bowl of rice per day. I'll live in your house, but I'll live in like the basement or the garage. She still is not interested in me sexually. She's looking for someone who is 8 with money. And if it's an 8 without money, she will still not be prepared to drive to him. So if she meets him in a state when she's ready in a club, of course she will like get drunk and go out with a 7, but not with a 6.
Yes, but the reason why I said before I said that women are actually more dependent on sex than men. I think that men can do relatively well without sex, and if women are without sex, maybe it's just a male stereotype. By the way, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that, and many women that I talk to affirm that women, if they don't have sex for a long time, they go crazy, like for a month.
No, but what do you mean go? First of all, not all women. And I know that there is a meme. I know it's pathetic, not all women, but there is women who are actually like adult, right? So women who have reached a level of self-control and like emotional self-regulation. And I'll tell you, this is my serious like I've thought and observed and calculated. I believe it's about 1 in 10 women to 1 in 20 women who actually have reached a level of like emotional self-regulation while preserving their physical health and actually prepared for the changes they experience from teenagehood through to adulthood through to age. Women generally don't do that shit. Like they don't prepare themselves for that stuff. They're not.
Do you know
the reason they're not crazy is because they eat, or because they blue pill, and because they distract, or because they go and actually anxiously ring and chat and gossip about events that have happened and do all this bitch talk, because they're really emotionally fragile and tender. And this has been observed throughout history. In history, we know women of being able to get scared of bullshit things like Iraq. Women get scared of bullshit things like on the TVs, it'll say that the crime is up and there is Muslim terrorists creating terrorist acts in New York, and all over the United States, women would be calling and be like, "Oh my God, I've seen a Muslim just outside my door," because they're actually crazy. They're actually at that primitive level where something will scare them and they'll act like actual schizos. So that's women. That's just women.
That's women are.
Like they believe in astrology, bro. Do you realize what it takes, what level of fucking immaturity it takes to believe in astrology and to say, oh, I'm gonna spend my mental resources and spend my consideration and talk to my besties about astrology, and astrology has no content; it's just talk.
Yes, I actually believe in astrology.
Just talk. They don't
ironically,
even care about the content. So that's women. So women, when they actually say, well, right, I don't want to go out with that 7 out of 10, and this is a 4 out of 10 who is actually fat. She will have to be, there'll have to be an external force, or she'll have to be agitated into a state, even if her being 4 out of 10, where she's in a social state of eager anticipation, and then a 7 actually comes in, and though it's not an 8, it's a 7, he will get her just in that state, in that moment. Whereas what a guy will do is like, okay, I need someone who is above 4. The sooner, the better. The more, the merrier. I need that every day. And he will proceed and plan, actively pursuing that, and maybe failing, maybe succeeding. But women don't operate that way. Women cannot go into public, unfamiliar spaces because they're scared. They cannot go to a club unless it's a club where they understand the cultural environment. They will not leave their bubble. their little world, their female world. It is us
Yes.
who do that.
Look, but women, literally everything that an average woman does is like attention seeking,
Yeah.
which is completely natural. And then they will try to get the message chat, dude. So like naturally, and what a male does is like it's just a universe of things. Like you could be like you could just like read 100 books like Newton and like, or like whatever. If he was fictional, you could like start a political party and become Hitler. You could become a master engineer. You could go and like be Ronaldo. You
Women
could
cannot do any of that because they're busy attracting attention and eventually, trying to hook with a chat. But except what
so
you
like
just
women.
women want to
is
get the most chat dude, but they will have a basic standard. They will not dive beneath. Like they will not ever consider a shorter dude.
Look, my point is this: women's life is a lot more centered on reproduction than that of an average male.
Yeah, follow.
And if a woman lacks sex or lacks access to it, attention seek, like if a woman can't seek attention and can't seek chat, it affects her way worse than it affects a male. Because a male can just like
obviously that's why they eat so much.
Yeah, that's like my comment on that. Women depend on sex much more.
They still will not get. They will not dive into the all stem cells are standard cells, but they are still stem cells. They're still in cells.
Yes, women evolutionally seek the superior males. Okay, now back to the pills and the sphere. So yes. So the point of fem cells are fake, or fem cells aren't real, is that fem cells have much more, even if you're a 1 or 2 out of 10 woman, you will still have much more sexual access than a sub 5 male, or even an average male.
Access as an optional access, not satisfactory.
Yes. Opportunities.
Not a level that will actually make her seriously enjoy the sex or seriously feel gratified for the investment of her time.
Yes, but satisfaction is not counted, obviously.
It's just access. No, that's true.
Yes, that's because in the previous example of a 9 out of 10 who got rejected by a perfect 10 out of 10, he is unsatisfied too, right? But obviously, 9 out of 10 lives in a different realm than a 4 out of 10.
I don't get satisfied. I couldn't get satisfied like by a 6, but I definitely could make use of a 6 just to generate some oxytocin.
Yes. So you actually have sexual access.
Real sex is way better than masturbation. Like way better.
Yes.
It's like whoa, and that's the thing about this guy. Girl will go crazy, and she will. You're right. She will like think, but she will not get a sense of reward or satisfaction. Like she will not stick with a sub 5 that she doesn't even find attractive for the sheer sex. She'll get him to bucks. She'll get him to like help her in all these other ways that she needs help with, like carrying shit and loading shit, driving and all that.
But do you recognize that sexual access is more important than sexual satisfaction for the purpose of determining of whether one is an incel or not? So by that metric, I know that you find it offensive, but you now that it is more clear, you might realize why some people would call you that. Because you have more access than them.
Do I have more access? Yes. Yeah. I have access to.
So an access is what matters.
Up to a point when it comes to the actual performance, but I cannot perform with a sub 6. I cannot get a hard on. So
wait,
I don't have access to this. Look. I've got access to the company of women who would otherwise be eager with me because they don't get better options because they're 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. But I
Look,
could not actually give it to them.
so I have recently publicly quit masturbation. I have vowed to never ever masturbate in my entire life. 2 weeks ago. And like I just get raging boners randomly.
Yeah, same. So if I give me like a 3-day break, I will have random bonus for no reason.
So you just masturbate and like if you get a raging boner, of course you would settle with a 5 out of 10, but like you don't do that because you find it.
The company of another person in my space when I have a raging boner would completely spook and frustrate me. I would not be considering getting off my raging boner with a 5. Why? Because it's another person. Leave me alone. I can boner happy.
But when you jack off, do you watch porn?
Not necessarily. But I'm saying that if it was a dude, imagine if it was a dude and you have got a raging boner, and he's like, all right, let me suck you off. I'm not gay. Let me just suck you off.
Interesting. So you just find the idea. You just find.
Like,
Yeah.
There
Interesting.
is a 40-year-old like grandma.
Yeah, I get that.
And I've got a raging boner, and she's in the room. I just feel really frustrated and really fucking torturous. But I'm not going to consider fucking dipping into the pool.
Interesting.
Because it's disgusting. Because it's like I get put off by looking at the 5 when I've got a raging boner and I've got visualizations in my brain of 10 or 9.
Interesting.
I've got actual memories. Like I don't even need visualizations. I've got actual memories now.
So many incels would trade everything in their life just to live a day of being able to have access to a 6 out of 10. Okay, so now we come to the pills. The pills are allegedly different worldviews that people have. And let's start with the blue pill. The blue pill is like the default worldview that most people have. And here is what it consists of. And I think it's like, my opinion is that that is correct worldview and everything else is the online bullshit. Although I've been following it. Like, I've only recently changed my mind about it.
You're saying that the blue pill is the correct worldview. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And like people that are...
Okay, go on. It's just a contradiction in terms. Like,
yes, I know because of the movie.
Wrong. It cannot. What you said cannot be true because it's not what the blue pill and red pill initially mean. But
yes,
on.
I know that. Like, if look,
okay.
Yes, I know that you are too attached to the Matrix movie, and like right now, not as many people.
Movie. It's I'm part of a meme culture. I made all these memes before your community existed. I created
my community.
The manosphere in the Russian internet. Do you know Yarorov? Do you know like LiveJournal? I had LiveJournal in 2003. I don't know.
No, that's look. That's just unk talk. No one goes to LiveJournal. No one has ever went to.
No one. Again, you're saying no one, everyone. You're just a boy.
Yeah, that's rage bait. That's rage bait.
Using your
I
lingo,
know.
Everyone went to LiveJournal in 2006.
I know.
And I was there in 2003. So
yeah, I'm just being
the notion of the manosphere in the Russian internet.
That's just banter, okay?
Yeah.
I'm basically saying you're a chop dunk.
I'm not attached to the Matrix movie. I'm attached to the culture that I have helped create, and that exists whether you like it or not. It's a culture.
I have never look. Culture. Here is the fact. Here's a fact. Russian internet and Russian manosphere is no one like. It's not it. All right. Like no one got. Okay. You don't like the words, the generalizations. So.
No one, basically, everyone. Yeah. That's what you. I hope it's not what actually the level of simplicity that goes on inside your brain, because it'd be disgusting. Everyone, no one. Oh, everyone. No one goes on LiveJournal. I know no one goes on LiveJournal now, even though they still have got about 10 million users. Nobody, right? But
those are look. Those people that go there, they aren't relevant. All right.
Relevant to your 22-year-old retarded. Like biologically retarded. I mean, like for a 22-year-old, you sound like 14-year-old. No one is relevant, but you exist in a little Manemi rock. You exist in a little money world.
Yeah, that's what all old people think, but actually young people are superior to old people.
No, young people are superior, but I just happen to be superior to old people also, while also being old. Yeah.
But the problem is that young people are superior to old people, so when old people say something, it is not considered and it doesn't matter. And when young people say something, it's relevant and it's basic and essential.
There is lots of old people that form part of that global non-community, that global profession of car engineers. And what they say is important to people if they want to consider building a car engine or fixing their car.
Yeah, those are like very... Yeah. There's like a 1% of old people that say something relevant ever. And whether it's relevant...
Yeah, 1% of there's a 1 billion educated people in the world, very approximately.
Yeah.
And 1% of 1 billion, do the math. So there's a huge stratum.
Yeah. I mean, there is
culture right now where over what Sir Roger Penrose says in his 70s or 80s or whatever it is hugely relevant. Again, your generalizations just don't matter. What you're generalizing are non-thoughts. Okay, generally everything is gray in the world. Everything is gray, right?
No,
according to your what comes out of your mouth, that's true. Because there's so many things that are gray, especially now at night. Half the world is gray because of it being night there, and only dim illumination. And it's sort of more or less gray, and it's vaguely gray.
Yeah, but it ain't...
Everything is gray in the world. Wonderful. That's what goes through your mind.
No. Actually, that's just
failing to articulate your very profound.
No. The difference between this is I am speaking in a practical manner. And I'm used to speaking in a practical manner because I'm a person like that. And you're speaking in a scholarly manner.
Your practical manner is to say the blue-pilled is the correct conception of the world, even though the blue-pilled, as used by actual intellectuals on the internet in 2008, in their 20s, in their 30s, some of them in their late teens when they're super smart like me, is completely irrelevant. And you're gonna use that language in trying to communicate with me now because it's determining the incel community because acceptance the incel. You are saying everyone is losing now, except you are the first person ever in online or offline, in my very broad social experience, who has enlightened me to this thing. Bro, you live in a very small type binary role.
Yes, you are asserting yourself over me, and I'm asserting myself over you. But I'm the young person, and you're the old person, so my assertion is correct and based, and your assertion is cringe. Because
and traditionally in the Western civilization, it's the old people who actually got an idea.
Yes, but old people are cringe, and young people are based. So.
Right. Yeah, so that's a blue-pilled world that you're part of, and yeah.
No. That's not the blue-pilled world. Is the world of I am living in the red-pilled world where everyone is a Hitler-worshipping Nazi, even in Russia. Although, like, there is a propaganda of World War II and veterans and stuff like this. Everyone is a fucking Nazi. Everyone is a race warrior. Everyone hates the Jews. Those are generalizations, by the way. Living in the world of the old internet where everyone is a cuck and a homosexual and an Obama type liberal, or like pre-Obama type liberal. So I'm actually red-pilled and based. And like my worldview is based and red-pilled.
What happened? You went bust for?
So in order to be correct, how does the blue-pilled from your... So, from the everyone that you refer to, how does it reconcile that...
You want a massage cream?
Completely turn things around. Like you say that you actually believe that the blue-pilled world is correct.
Look.
That's not what the blue pill means. Like, how do
Those
you
are just
language
terms.
with another person ever. How
Let's just get away from the. You seem to be very emotionally
massage
attached to
cream
the
if you
terms
want.
blue pill, red pill, black pill. So let's just move away from them and let's call them just 1, 2, 3.
It's on the floor there.
because
Massage
it's
cream.
language. I'm attached to the English language.
It's very strong, so I don't know.
So like I propose that we not view that in an emotional,
Just put that box up. For some reason, the box fell down.
View it in a comparative way of strictly the world
Not too heavy.
comparison of different ideologies that are presented. So like let's just call I don't know. The number one worldview is that in a dating success and in life success generally, looks don't matter as much as personality, and personality is the deciding factor. That's the first appeal. Second appeal is
Are there only two factors versus personality? The only two factors is just being a fuckwit. Because
those are more important.
No. But there is other factors to a person rather than.
Yes, obviously, status and money is also one of those are more important. Yes, I can, and popularity. Like if you're famous, it helps too.
Language and age
and location. Yes, all those are important. But the
yes. Oh. So what's
1 sec.
So how is looks or personality even come into that world where all these things are important, and personality is also important, and looks is also important, except that personality matters a little more more than the looks. But all those other things that you admitted exist, are they more important than personality or less important than personality?
Look, man, you're such a spurg. I'm presenting a worldview. So let's say that I would describe to you a worldview of a feminist. For example, I would describe to you what feminism is, and like what feminists actually believe, or like what's the logical.
Well, you cannot present to me what feminists actually believe because that's not a defined group. There's many feminists and many beliefs.
I could I could Google feminism. I could research on Wikipedia what feminism is, and then I could retell to you it briefly, right? And then we could discuss the ideas.
You cannot just assume you know shit.
Look, man. Again, I could literally research any concept, and then I could retell to you the concept. Would you agree to that? And then we would discuss.
No, not without your stupid generalizations like everyone and no one, because you could read the concept and you could tell it to me, but using the stuff that comes out of your mouth, you'll make these generalizations that are invalid, that invalidate the concept.
Yes, I could be, because you're spurred, not in a like you're probably very offended by that, so I will not use that anymore. But
I've been tested for all this shit. I've had psychiatric tests. You're just desperate in symmetrically trying to like push back on the valid criticism of your stupid head that I have. I have a valid criticism of your stupid head linking to your stupid mouth.
But you're calling me stupid.
I've got Asperger's syndrome. I don't have Asperger's syndrome.
Yes, but you have a very high sense.
Regulating my emotions either. It's not emotions. There's frustration with a young dude who cannot explain 3 pills to me.
You have a very high fixation and sensitivity towards linguistic precision in a scholarly and scholastic way. Do you encounter people?
Yes. I take it as an absolute admission of my worth as a man. Yes, I'm a man.
That is what makes conversation somewhat like it takes us more effort for me to communicate my ideas to you and for you to understand them, because you tend to focus on the lingo that I use, even though by lingo that I use I mean something that is intuitive to me, and like for you it's not intuitive. You rather focus on
except that ideas you may have may not have been logically correlated in your head or in anybody else's head.
Yes. That is like so, because I'm like, I think that I'm probably more normie.
Everyone is not the anti-Semite on the internet these days. You've said
in real life too.
In real life too. You're saying these things like that. You just are not responsible. Yeah.
that is not incorrect, because what I actually mean by that is not that literally every single person on the planet is a Nazi, but compared to the previous generation,
There's more. You can just
there are so much more people. But yes, but I say that in a simple manner. Yes, but that would take more words and more.
Already taken frustratingly so many words and avoided. You've avoided doing the smuggling, frustrating misrepresentations, right?
Yeah, that's.
So you said, and you just avoid that. Like, you can just avoid that as a grown-up man, as a 22-year-old. You can just say, "I'm not gonna talk like a woman. I'm gonna talk like a man."
I'm not actually talking like a woman. I'm talking like a man. I'm talking like a normal man. And like you are calling me, you are being frustrated and calling me stupid for that instead of intuitively getting it. That is the.
Get you, but you are also saying things that are untrue, and I'm getting that I'm seeing you believing.
So again, look. When I say
what you're saying is your heartfelt things, but I've got to be like nudge you back and say no. I can accept it.
Again, we are so.
Yeah.
When I say everyone likes Hitler now, you say actually not everyone likes Hitler because not every person on Earth likes Hitler.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's like what a nerd would say.
I do a different voice. I've got a different voice.
Yes. But like
you make it sound like really incel style, yeah.
Yes, that was a joke. I basically portrayed you as a soy jack. So
the soy jack would also kind of be right if you said that. There's one.
Yeah, but
the rare case
the problem is that
something has come out of your mouth which does not check out in terms of reality. Be disciplined. Even a soy jack can be more disciplined than you.
The problem is that, like, what I expect of you is to intuitively get me, and then you would intuitively get that I am, like, what I'm referring to is that people are just more racist. Way.
But that may not be the case. I can only get you if what you are saying relates to representations, and let's say those representations must come back into a common shared universe we live in. But sometimes those representations can still be representations in your mind, but you're still failing to convey those representations that only exist in your mind, but that's okay. But you're still failing to convey them. You're still saying everyone instead of what actually should be said as a representation of your personal experience as a 22-year-old. So here's the way I do it. Here is the way I articulate. You don't have to intuitively get anything. You just have to be an adult. The red pill is a certain mental experience that leads to the revision of your former convictions, of your former evaluation. So conviction meaning that you believe something, and evaluation means that you think of something as right and wrong, or desirable or undesirable. And the red pill is something that makes you strongly viscerally sense that what you had before was wrong. This is the definition. Trust me, this is the definition of the red pill.
Okay, that's your definition.
Trust me. The blue pill, and I'm finished. I've just described you a whole one concept, and I'm finished. The blue pill is something that makes you forget about logical inconsistency that you have admitted and that have run through your mind. So incoherent or inconsistent beliefs or incoherent evaluations of the same thing as being hot and cold, the same thing as being right and wrong at the same time.
That is like from the movie Matrix. So
right, and that is actually correct. It's also from ancient philosophy.
No, dude, it's like not correct. It's just like things in humanity. Shit can't be correct or incorrect. When you give a definition, like the definition cannot be correct or incorrect. You can just give different definitions, and some definitions are more relevant, and some are other.
The movie. These memes have survived. The blue pill is when you forget and move on thinking the same things or feeling the same evaluations, having collided with things that invalidate your convictions as clearly false, like you feeling that the cat is sick today, but the cat turned out not to be sick today. That's like you had to like face it.
Yeah.
turned out to be false.
Look,
but then you'd be like, oh, I forget that instance when I was mistaken. I completely paid over the fact that I was formerly deluded, and I'm going to continue being deluded. That's the blue pill. This is the basic mechanism of the blue pill. Thanks for listening. The black pill says if you face some kind of new data or something affects you psycho-emotionally, you tend to accept it at face value and not question it, and instead feel sad as if what has affected you is actually true. And
look, the problem
and something that cannot be revised. Thank you. That's it. That's my
no.
That's something
The problem is,
and it took me this long. That's it. I'm finished.
Yes. Yeah, but like what? Yeah, but like why? Look, dude. Though you call me stupid, and you are very frustrated with the way I speak, which is not in a. I'm speaking in a casual and humorly manner in a Discord conversation because we are on Discord right now. And if I was writing a science paper, or I would make a serious presentation, or I would write a book, I would be indeed focused on being scholarly and logically consistent, and very clear with definitions and stuff like that.
Instead of this bullshit you're doing meta talk right now, can you just go back to the task and explain in the same manner, in a male adult manner, the three understandings?
This is look, dude. You're talking as if like. Do you realize that this is not the male adult manner? This is like the. I know it's really frustrating. This talk is really frustrating, but like the way the Chad football team captain speaks is like this, like I speak right now. And not like you speak.
Oh, yo!
What football team?
Yeah, I'm watching live.
The way that the Chad, the socially successful Chad, hyper-sexual football team captain from high school, slayer, millionaire male speaks, superstar, is more intuitively and more like I speak and less like you speak. So you speak like...
I've never met a football player like that, but I'm glad that you have met so many football players that you
yes,
can make
indeed I have.
Because if you haven't met more than 50 football players, check this out. If you haven't done that, what you've just done is invoked a piece of random bullshit you just imagined and actually fed it into my ears. Right?
Yes.
Instead of actually going back to the subject and like trying to be concise, clear.
Okay, dude. Who is more?
So that I say, I've seen that the movie Matrix. Yeah, I get it.
Look. Who is naturally more scholastic, scholarly, and intellectual? A sexually successful and attractive male, or an ugly and dysgenic male?
He's with Volva. Yeah.
He's a bitch.
So guys,
Wouldn't you say that being socially unsuccessful and unattractive would lead you to be more into books and into studying and into being on the internet and reading stuff? And being socially successful would lead you to have sex.
You're saying you as me personally, or the generalized you, like generalizing overall of humanity? And
an abstract person. A male.
Depends on the civilization that this has happened. So a scholarly person in the Chinese civilization,
oh my god,
and a scholarly person in the modern Western civilization, and a scholarly person in the 1970s would be a part of a different culture and a different.
Yes, but when I've said even among the scholar caste in the Chinese, where the scholars are the highest class, even in that case, there will be more attractive and more sexual and more physically dominant scholars, and there will be like beta cuck scholars. Would you say that
scholars, because they have to do their scholarship, rather than fill a leadership role, like a managerial or administrative role in society, having the same intellect, like one-for-one correspondence of like intellectual qualities and other like soft skills and other cognitive qualities and other mental qualities? I would say there's a strong leaning for any type of scholar to be compromised or a degenerate, because he otherwise would go and fill a like managerial role, like a captain.
Look. Do you know the term jock and nerd?
Yes.
So the way you would expect a jock to speak is different from the way you would expect a nerd to
you're getting to the fact that you are more Dutch-speaking than I am.
Yes, that's...
I recognize
wait.
your idea.
Yes, you have... Wait. You have previously challenged my masculinity based on the way I speak, that I speak like a girl. Actually, I speak like a jock and you speak like a nerd. And jock is more masculine and nerd is more feminine.
Disagree. I've had more life experience with jocks and nerds, but agree to disagree. And
I self... Yeah, sure.
Possibility for your work. In Russian they say за базар ответишь. So gopniks do отвечают за их базар.
No one speaks like that anymore, punk.
Every word, when your actual incel and you're an actual watch what you're saying.
Look, Gramps, no one speaks like that anymore.
Yeah, you keep saying generalizations. No one speaks like that. So you do actually have to answer.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just get to the fucking pills.
You say shit, and you want to convince the audience that the shit you're saying, under the pressure of being.
What do you mean, audience? I'm talking to you, man.
Dude. So under the pressure of being a stupid dude, you actually can recover the situation and convince the audience that you're being falsely accused. Nobody Gramps is speaking like that. Blah blah blah.
Look. Expecting when I expect intuitive understanding from you. That is not being stupid.
Intuitive understanding from me if you just don't watch what you're saying with your mouth.
Yeah, but most people would instantly get me, even adults.
Not most people out of the 8 billion because they speak a different language.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. This is actually proper speak. You assert the superiority of your speak, but that's actually very specific. All right.
Right. Yeah. So I cannot cross. I'm so inferior to your macho jock.
No, I don't actually.
Look, you're such a jock that I cannot even cross over to your subculture fucking traits and even accept that you just don't say.
Yes. Look. Let's just stop rage baiting each other and let's just let me just use this whole manner and you demonstrate.
Just talk normally.
That is normal for you, but not for me. Look, that is normal. That is normal for you, but not for me. You have to be in good. You're not in good faith. Do you realize that?
Normally, as in, no jargon and no subcultural talk. Only memes that are known and can be looked up on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, dude, you realize that is normal for you. That is in your own fucking manner. You do realize that normal as perceived by you, it's actually your friend circle, and it's not normal for everyone on the internet. Do you realize that?
My friend circle is not normal.
Yeah, but like when you say, "Can you speak normally to me?" You are referring to you are actually asking me to speak in a very specific manner of you.
I'm asking you to avoid jargon and avoid misusing the words of English, so normal English, like the norm of the English language.
Yes, with that language, misusing or jugging, or talk like a man and not like a girl, you're basically asserting your superiority over me.
It is natural for me to be superior over you. Just relax.
Yes, and when my masculinity is challenged, I am I have a natural impulse to retort that and assert my superiority over you. And what I'm asking is we both stop using derogative language towards each other and be in good faith, and so we can discuss abstract concepts instead of trying to assert each other's superiority.
Coming mid. Near CT, I think.
Just by reducing the level of masculine tension of a dialogue to a level comfortable with you. To discuss abstract concepts, you also actually have to watch what you're saying and follow English language norms and, international...
Okay, but dude, I literally decide English language. English language norms change to whatever the fuck people are using. Like, if people would start using other fucking language, if people would start speaking like brain rot, it would become the new norm.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly familiar with the English language norms and the Russian language norms as of today. So when you say So when you're saying everyone, blah blah blah, it actually means everyone.
Actually, I'm gonna go
I'm
to
not
the
supposed
middle.
to
One should go
accept
well.
the
No,
honorary
no.
One maybe.
It
should
actually,
go
what
everyone these
well.
days
Alright, all good. Yeah.
is
ever-
immoral.
Do you ever
I'm
use
gonna say,
irony?
no, you do not make generalizations like that. Stop it. Correct yourself, young man. Fucking grow
Okay,
up.
okay. Do you ever use? Do you ever use? Yeah. Then to that I would reply, "Hey, fuck you, Gramps," and like not
Yes,
in a
and so this is not
on the street.
This is a barrier we cannot cross. You just have to stop being a bitch.
Short.
You are the bitch. You are a bitch. I'm not a bitch.
Cool. I'm just saying that's it. We cannot cross this barrier.
Look, I'm the jock. You're the nerd. I'm the Nordic gamer, Chad. You're the soy jack. I'm the.
You're the crying cheems. I'm the based like fucking.
No. Look, I'm the big Giga Chad Fluffa. You're the small dog, the small crying dog.
Small crying dog is called cheese.
Oh, a bump carrot.
Yeah, you are that. I'm Donald Trump. I'm owning you. You're Joe Biden. You're out of your mind. You're an old man. You don't realize shit. I'm Donald Trump. I'm the rapist, and you're the raped, basically.
So, I am.
I'm like a based Nazi. I'm like a look.
I'm literally 10 out of 10, and you're like, you're just irrelevant.
Cope. Okay, I'm literally a based Nazi, and you're the libtard that's being triggered. Like you're the live journal libtard, literally.
Well, it's not as bad as fucking Reddit.
Yeah, because no one fucking goes. You don't. You're so deranged. You don't even know that young people don't go to Reddit. Like they just watch fucking shock gifs of porn and gore on the internet, and become more based and more Nazi. I'm like
So,
we look we are
actually different.
Yes.
You probably
do you know
understood what I was saying about the pills, right? There were the red pill.
Yeah. Do you know what a black pill
Well, you're
edit
probably
is?
smarter than I am. I can't understand the shit you're saying or accept it. And you probably heard me say that and accepted it because you're so smart. But check this out. Here is the ability of me, an inferior intellect, to appeal to your superior intellect with your life experience, with all your inferences made correctly onto all of humanity.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
I took only 2 minutes to explain to you 3 memes in their original true form.
Are you on TikTok? Do you know what a black pill edit is?
Nah.
Damn, it's so over. Okay. I mean, it's all jokes. I don't actually like. I'm not actually trying to assert myself over you. Like, and like, I hope, in good faith, that even when you like use your language, you're not actually trying to like humiliate me. And even if you are trying to humiliate me, I'll just like agree to be humiliated.
Oh look! My frustration is real and pretty ironic. It's to do with time.
Let me just use the
massive frustration. I've got better.
Guy lit up
my
on
actual
long as
life.
well.
Yes.
I've got a life right here. Offline.
Yeah, we're on an insult
Instead
server.
of getting knowledge and insight and actual connection with a cunt who is supposedly in Moscow, I'm getting to a barrier of pure non-thought, non-communication.
Wait, why did you go to New Zealand of all countries?
There's no why, as in like there's no explanation. It's just an accident of my fate.
Was there like some episode that did they like hunt for you in some company, or did you just randomly pick
I was born in
it?
87. So when it was like 2000, I was only 12 years old.
Oh,
And
so
and I had things like malnourishment and bad health and like arthritis and sinusitis and all that shit. And so I was very poor. I'm still super very poor, but by the first world standard.
okay,
So,
look.
So I eat better and my health is better and my dignity is better.
Do you ever interact with older people, like 60, 80-year-olds? You've said that.
Decoy.
I interact mostly with people older than I think.
Yeah, so
I often interact with people over 60 years.
You know how, like, with old people, you have to be very patient.
Maybe.
Oh, there's 2 mid. Bomb carry.
That's a generalization, cunt. No. You just generalize
How do you-
like a stupid bitch.
How do you live without generalizations?
There is other thoughts you can have other than generalizing thoughts.
Yeah, it's like okay, whatever. So with old people, you have to be patient, right? Or you disagree with that?
It's stereotypic that with kids you've got to be patient, and with teenagers you can't even be patient enough, no matter how patient. So if you're a 22-year-old and you are delayed development, you also
No, what I meant by that is, like, old people, when you talk to them, they tend to respond very slowly. They don't think. They're physically fragile, so sometimes you have to clean for them and stuff like that, and help them doing basic stuff. That's what I meant, and that takes patience.
tendency to slower activity, but I think it's to do with the social situation. Like, they don't have anything to hurry to anymore. They're not making money. They're on their pension. They don't have anywhere to.
Yeah, but, like, if you have to take care of a disabled elderly person, you will know that. You get what I mean, basically.
Yeah, I don't get what you mean, because you smuggled disabled right now. Not all people. Not all old people, especially not the ones I get to communicate with, are disabled. Again, smuggling bullshit. You are doing this all the time. You just want to bring up some kind of
Yes.
Not all old people are disabled. I'm surrounded by functioning old people.
But people lose gradually over time as people get older.
But why did you
their
suddenly,
functionality
thanks to
decreases.
your thoughts? Why did you have to, like, get me an extreme example? Where the disabled part come from? Of course, disabled people have disabilities. That goes without saying. That's tautology. Disabled people will have disabilities, including cognitive disabilities if they're cognitively disabled. Yes.
This is not a fucking. I'm speaking about that gradual loss of functionality over time. So when you interact with older people, because they're not as functional generally, and I'm talking really old, they're not generally as functional as they lose function as their age.
What about those?
I'm an idiot. I like to stay on the AK.
Cope, holy cope.
Lots of are like
the other one's a little bit lit up by
you see them in their like I dare say in their 30s.
Unlucky. Bomb carrier. Going to
bodybuilders.
Not being able to, not being erratic in their mind, or not being able to.
They're at least weak. Just playtime.
Like a narrow attention span, poor memory, such like that.
Short.
They recover by age 50. They actually discipline themselves into, like, they use a notepad, and then they no longer need a notepad because now they remember shit. So there's a gradual two-way process. One, there's a deterioration starting when you're like about 25. There's a process of deterioration that just slowly goes, and like starts accelerating when you're 30.
Okay.
Etc.
Let's get to the pills already. Like, we've been at nothing again, for 2 hours.
Yeah. That's what, as a grown-up man, that's what I encourage you to do. You just grab the matter and deal with it. There's a matter. How do you transfer information to me without without mixing in your bullshit and smuggling your bullshit?
Look. I fully recognize that you are a functionality losing old male, and as a superior and more healthy and more hip and cool and smart and intuitive young person, I will have to I will have to be humble and be very careful with my words in order to appease you, for us to have an intelligent conversation. So I will.
That's your excuse for being slow, right? You've got to be careful. Therefore, you've got to be slow.
Yes,
okay.
I actually consider myself intellectually hip and quick-witted. But for this conversation to proceed, from now on I will be fully humble. I will never ever be prideful again. I will just fully accept your demands for intellectual cleanliness and scholarship, scholarly.
I don't demand cleanliness or their scholarship. I demand discipline. Like your father, if you had a father.
Logically
discipline as a fucking stupid young teenager.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It will be done, my lord. Okay, so the pills, and I will not use the lingo pills. I will just number them. So there is a first worldview that is circulating online in young man circles. It is that first of all, everything is dependent on luck, God, and God has an individual plan for each person. And the most important thing in life is to have integrity. Those worldviews, I would say they are not as descriptive as they are ethical. So not only they provide a description of the world, they also provide of things that you should do rationally based on the descriptions.
Sorry. This is an interesting concept.
Ooh. Very.
Which one?
Could you this what you just said? Look, I've just.
Yeah, I'm thinking beta.
What can you repeat this one, because it sounds insightful. It's actually
Just smoke
rings
it
a
all
bell,
up.
but a bigger.
I've said two things, but like regarding those worldviews, and for all those worldviews, they not only provide a descriptive worldview, they also have a set of ethical ideas that you are expected to follow if you follow those worldviews.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, it's what distinguishes an ideology from a pure worldview, yes?
Yes. These are, yes, I would agree that...
Yeah, I agree. Yes,
this is probably why they are called ideologies, very often.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first ideology or worldview is that everything essentially is dependent on luck or God's plan, if you're religious. And anyone can end up with anyone, basically. Even though...
What do you mean end up with anyone? You mean sexually?
Yes. This is regarding the sexual market, or whatever it's called.
Well,
so
I cannot agree with it, but please continue.
Yes, I'm not describing my own view, I'm just describing the worldview as it is presented online.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
No, I said not anything is possible as, God makes everything. That's basically it. If you're Christian, you should believe it. God can make a miracle.
Everything, if anyone can get with anyone sexually, how can that happen without a miracle if one of them is impotent?
Well, it is. God can create a miracle, basically.
Yes, yeah. That makes sense. That all works out. That's the worldview number one. Pill number one. Yeah.
And obviously, some things are less miraculous than others. Like for example, if you are a nerd in school and you're bullied and you're the loser kid and you have no money and your parents are drug addicts and you're also like 5'0" and you have acne and you're Indian, you could still end up with the high school Stacy or something like that. If the dices roll right, and like if you, but it's not important. What's important is that you personality max and you have integrity throughout all your life, and you are kind and genuine and honest, and those are the most important things in a success for a relationship.
They don't. No, but they don't.
That is.
You're saying that the world.
I would say that is a definitive description.
But hang on. But you're saying that the belief that everything is like a god should lead into personality maxing. But
no way.
I understand you're saying this in the context of.
Excuse me. Pepe, I can hear you.
It's little.
Can you disable it?
Not Pepe. It's little petit girl.
Yeah, it's like his online name is Pepe.
So yeah, I'm saying you should personality is the conclusion for someone who's desperate for sex, right? But if you believe in God and luck, you cannot say that you should personality max because you can't have free will because everything is
This worldview also encompasses that you should not feel entitled towards sex.
Why
So
should your
sex-
personality max if you are not entitled to sex?
Personality maxing is it basically says that you should go your own way, and like sex is some other thing, and you will be successful in your life and in your relationship with women if you do all those. If you are honest, authentic, genuine. If you are just confident and if you just be yourself, this is what it says.
Yeah.
Like if you were to shorten this worldview, it means just be yourself.
In the manosphere, this is referred to as the
One
blue
CT,
pill, but it's
one
just
yes.
normal. But there's other blue pills than this. There's infinite more other blue pills than this, all leading to ignorance or like the desire to forget. So this is one of them, which is be yourself, and you can end up with anyone according to your personality, rather than looks. Yeah.
Yes, and also there is a notion. I will go to the next worldview, which I would call number 2, and within the sphere, there is an idea that if you are
I have
a
a
genetically super
team,
lucky
we are good
male,
because I got the.
like you're Robert Pattinson or Dolph Lundgren or whatever,
Yeah.
you will automatically, almost automatically, be adhered to this world. So this is like a shell that you live inside if you are a genetically lucky male, which is false, according to the second worldview.
Stop. I'm still referring to the first pill. You're still describing that one.
No, I've said, I've just said that there's an idea that most genetically lucky males automatically adhere to that pill because they are not experiencing the same loneliness and the same
hell
struggle
no.
that genetically unlucky male experience.
So I do not adhere to this view, but there is a strong tendency of people who are completely spoiled and have this bias, like enormous bias of social success, to adhere to the blue-pilled view because it gratifies their ego and their sense of personal achievement.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That would be another reason. Not only so the chat, not only because like if you're an incel, you research all that stuff, and if you're a Chad, you just have to. If you're a Chad, you just have to be yourself. Like if you're a Chad, you literally be yourself, and you have infinite sex, right? So you don't research
yes, but
all.
once you have infinite sex, you also move on to other values, in which case you will pursue knowledge, you will pursue grace and like aesthetics and stuff. So a Chad being spoiled is only sexually spoiled. He's not. He still needs to earn money.
Well,
he's not.
yeah,
He's not a Stacy. He's not a girl. He still, as a man, he still needs to earn money to progress in life, and that's where he might start reading books because he might actually go to uni. So Chads
no. Look, if you're
a blue-pilled lifestyle, it's a non-sequitur.
if you're a true, do you know what's a true Adam?
Just saying, if you are deriving your views from personal experience,
no. This is not
you're
the personal.
already blue-pilled, so it's redundant. What you're saying about Chads is redundant, but move on. Like it's only a small detail.
No.
I'm not putting up a fuss about it.
I'm not talking about chats. Do you know the gradation of looks? The modern gradation of looks.
The gradation of looks?
Yes, in terms of how people are treated, basically.
It's very non-linear. It's... Oh, no, hang on.
No.
For men and women, it's different.
No, I mean, no. This is true also, but like there is just an established lingo of how people describe different looks. And it is like this: Chad, Chad Light, Normie, Sub 5. Are you familiar with those terms?
Yes.
Okay, so I will. Do you know what a low tier LTN, MTN, HTN, HTN plus, through Adam, through Eve?
2 Wendy.
Okay, so I will go over it briefly.
Oh, no, can I read it somewhere? Is it the new?
I'm not sure, but like, no, like the most out there and the most enlightened scholars of the black pill sphere and this whole manosphere, dating sphere, whatever.
Yeah.
they don't go to insult, I would say. From my perception.
So repeat some of the things on the terms you just said. I just couldn't even make out what you say.
Yes. So there is a gradation of looks, and looks are not. They are not. They are distributed and they are treated on time. So, for example, a person that is 10 out of 10 and the person that is 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 person will not be treated 10% better. And there are not equally amount of 10 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 people by that gradation. And here is what the gradation is. Did you get it? Or like, do I have to repeat it? It's like I've spoken I feel like I've used bad language.
So that terms you said, plus.
Yes.
One
No, when I was talking about the way that looks are distributed and the way that people with different looks are treated is uneven. In a way that if you are a 10 out of 10, you are not 10% better treated than a 9 out of 10. And if you are 10, there are also...
No, yes, of course. It's a basic thing that normies overlook, which is the scale is the value of your looks on the scale determines not in a non-linear manner.
Yes.
And in different ways, in a complex ways, in a non-trivial way, determines the reaction.
Yes, and also the amount of people which are getting each point. So there are like practically no people in the entire world that are like perfect tennis. And there are a lot of people that aren't. Okay, so that is just common knowledge of the discourse. I wanted to reiterate.
Even if it's not a bell curve, it's still a non-linear. It tends toward the middle. It's one of those statistical distributions that tends toward the middle.
Some people argue that is akin to a bell curve, but okay. The point is this. The first group is sub 5. Is basically every ugly male that is sub 5 is treated equally as a pariah. In every social setting. Like, if you are a sub 5 male, if you're an Indian, the average income, white, middle income girl, she will be horrified by you. And like try to report you or something. She will not even interact with you, right?
By women, no, sorry. There's a difference between your perceived by society versus...
Yes.
As in like sexually considerate women. So women who sexually consider you or feel a sense of sexual indetermination between you. If you're a sub 5, you're actively repulsive, and she will not even distinguish 1 and 5. Yeah, that's correct. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So then there comes the level of LTN, MTN, and HTN, which mean low tier normie, high tier normie, and mid tier normie. Yeah. So also there are gradations of low MTN, high MTN, low HTN, high HTN, high HTN. So the HTN is usually the most attractive guy that is in an average social setting.
Average social setting, not highly attractive. Yeah, cool. Whereas Chads
are extremely rare.
Chads just do not appear just like that. There is special social
He's in the fire, he's coming up short.
context to Chads and Stacy's appearing everywhere.
Yeah, but like Chads and Stacy's go to the same high school. It's just that if you are in high school...
No, they don't. No, fuck, they don't. No.
Chad, which is a genetic miracle, can happen anywhere, right? You could be a Chad in India, for example.
But there's way more chance of a Chad appearing in a family where the mother is white.
Yes.
Again, her being white is not a sufficient criteria because it's got to be like non-degenerate white. It's got to be a healthy white. It's got to be a white in the context of a family with mother.
No, I would not agree with that. You know the story of Jordan Barrett.
Anyway, let's agree to disagree. Maybe I'm wrong about this.
Okay, so Jordan Barrett.
In a high school that I went to, there was only 2 biologically awesome women.
this is what I'm talking about.
Whereas I go to a different school.
Yes.
Right? And I've seen that. The same number of pupils about high school or college.
Yes.
And in that one, they've got like 100 of actually like girls or visibly undeniable about
yes.
About
So the idea is this: is that schools and stuff like that, those are random environments, and wait. And obviously, look. Obviously, more attractive people tend to be higher class. So you would expect, like, that in Moscow, people will be, on average, more attractive than in some shithole, right?
Oh, no, it's not like that. It's more complicated. It's more like...
Whoa, that was excellent.
Society itself creates a whole lot of stratification, fractionation, like there's all these places and buildings that all separate people and sort out people in some way. In my experience as a trainee, I have never come across a woman who was working an about
Yes.
But check this out. I'm gonna break it.
But schools are more random than this.
I've never met. I've only met about 5 women throughout all these years, so I can't even make up a judgment because there's so astonishingly few women in the trades that I never had a woman co-worker to start with. I only saw them on the building site somewhere, like as a curiosity.
Yes, but if you were to see, for example, actors or models, they would be very attractive on average, probably.
But they would not show up where I would share physical space with them.
Yes. But the initial point is that with the school as the example, the school is more random, as in, like...
More random, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, when we are talking about HTN, for example, HTN is usually the most attractive guy in a school. If your school had average-looking people. And your school could have a super Chad, for example, who would be the most attractive guy in the entire city. But that would be random just. We're talking about average here. At least the concept. Yeah, so MTN is like an average looking dude with no with just average and everything. Not tall, not good facially looking, just plain. But no phalos, no visible super phalos. Or he could either be like Tom Cruise, for example. Tom Cruise is super short, but he's also a Chad facial. Like, he has super good facial genetics. So he's not considered an MTN. I would say he's a Chad light. He's very attractive, even though he's very short. So yeah, then there's HTN, which is an attractive dude, usually very attractive in this setting. Then there's Chad light. Chad light is usually automatically the most attractive guy in a school or the most attractive guy in a small town. But not a true Chad. Like, he usually has some features which are not ideal, which block him from ascending to Chad. And a true Chad is a genetic miracle, a super rarity. Like, a true Chad is like it's like Christian Bale or, I don't know, Brad Pitt, whatever, like the attractive guy, the rarity, the miracle. And most people live their entire lives and don't ever encounter a Chad in real life.
Let's roll.
Then there's the idea of a true Adam. A true Adam is the most attractive, according to the Bible, the man that everyone originated from. So this is like the perfect male form. Those are the gradation of looks.
This is just elaborating on the scale of things and what.
Yes. So yes, this is connected to looks maxing too. We come to the second worldview. The second worldview is that it actually it's actually more important to be a high value and high status male in life than all this bullshit that blue-pilled idiots talking about. It's better to be a high status, high value, high class male than it's better to be high class than to be low class. And the NPC retards are retarded, so you should aspire to be the noble high class male. And in the relation,
you're saying it's a second pill. You're distinguishing from the former pill.
Yes. This is the
I
red
don't
pill.
see the difference, but go on.
In relation to relationship success, so to be successful in a relationship and live in a happy family or just have promiscuous sex, depending on what you aspire to, you would have to maximize your looks, your friend circle, your money, your social status, your style, and things like that.
Cunt's cheating, bro.
Why not just looks? Why do you need the other stuff?
What do you mean? Because obviously, like Donald, imagine you're Elon Musk and you have 500 billion, versus you're just some Chad Light in a high school. A Chad Light is more attractive than Elon Musk, but Elon Musk has more relational and sexual access and success than a Chad Light.
You can only fit so much orgasms in a day, so I would argue that the chance.
Well done, gentlemen. You guys are scholars in general.
Well, let's say you're
have to hire prostitutes and go through like a process.
What do you mean? No. What are you talking about? He has 500 billion. Like at this point, he can just hire people like CIA fucking specialists that will like hunt and totally groom people for him, and then he will approach them and they will be fascinated by him and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I have also Elon Musk is that rich. That's right. I neglected the fact that he was after all Elon Musk, but yeah.
He's the richest man. So at this level of power, you could, and he could have sex with supermodels.
Yeah.
He could. So at Chad Light, if you're just a hot guy from high school, like the hottest guy from high school, you're not having sex with supermodels. You're not having sex with Emma Watson. That is not possible.
But for young people, it's different. So Elon Musk, I suppose he wasn't the richest man when he was young. Now, okay, no, that's gross. Sorry, no, yeah, I just would not consider the notion in the terms of extremes, like, because having that much money is not even like, it should not even be possible, but it's just the system. It's like the way, like, it's like being a Roman emperor. It's a curiosity. It's not something we describe social reality with, because this is historic reality when individuals can have this enormous freaking pure like purchase power. But Elon Musk inside his little heart is a beta. So when it comes to the individual, when it comes to the individual wooing of a woman, he's not able to access the alpha experience because he's still in the beta.
So the point is, well, you would say that he's not super sexually attractive, but he could like at this point he could literally like create a fucking island where women would be raised and not see any other male than him. So he would be the ideal man in their eyes.
Yeah, that would be the solution to the problem, but inside his factor, because that island still costs something.
Well, that's one view to put it, but basically the idea of the red pill is you should be the most highest status, highest looking, best looking, best working out, best whatever man, right? And that will bring you the most success.
You may not actually be that.
And also, but you should aspire to be that, and you should try your best to do that. And also, like, in the relation, this is also like there is the idea of the game. You know what it is?
Ni hao mao, fuck
your
mom.
That the interaction between an atheist liberal modern woman and an atheist liberal modern man is a very complex and evolved and high level kind of interplay, and you just go for numbers. You go for numbers.
No, I mean, no. The game is your ability to, and I'm very surprised that you've never heard of that term being very used.
The game is getting pussy.
No. Look, there is a value of you as a man on the dating market. Like if you're rich, good looking, everything, right? Yeah. And then there are actions that you take to get pussy. Those are the game. So like,
yeah. I agree.
That's not like a distinguishing. It's just that term that is used. everywhere.
Yes, I recognize the term and its use in this context. Yes.
So, like, if you should not only value max. You should also game max, in a sense that you should be in all the spaces where, and you should use all the behaviors which are most attractive to women. So, for example, if you are like a jester, like if you are really funny and you learn some, like you buy some womanly shit to make women like you, and it makes you more popular, then you should do it. That is game max.
You goddamn Greek.
The ultimate premise is that I'm presented with the option, and this is blue pill shit.
And no, I want to like, so it would be 100% clear. I want to present an example. Do you know what the chat game is? The chat game is being sexual and interesting to women online in a chat.
And how do you get sex from that?
So let's say, how you get sex from that by being interesting and then meeting people in real life and then forming a connection. But
I suppose that's possible, but I just
the comparison is a very highly trained. Like your value as a man doesn't even matter in a chat, right? Because you don't share pictures.
I think we got
you don't want your net worth. You don't do anything. You're just in a chat, right? You just conversating about some fucking bullshit. In a non-logical way.
Sure.
About some, you like could talk to a girl about astrology or something like that. The point is that very highly skilled seducers and masters of the game, or Riz as it is called, as from Charisma, they will be able to like get nudes or get fit pics from girls based off chat interactions alone. And like the losers of the game, even if they were Henry Cavills in real life, Brad Pitts, they would like be
fuck you,
fucking nerds
I'm
in
going
the chat
unders.
and get ghosted. So this is what game is.
This is distracting from the fact of the actual physical rate of enjoyable sex with a beautiful partner, not with some kind of femcells in chat that like that in the late teens or early 20s, and they're just retarded women that of course you can get by some kind of esoteric, like young people means, but the overall tendency, right? The overall tendency is the chat game.
This is not even a young people thing. Like the way you chat with people in the womanly environments, it affects. Like there are adults that groom teenagers, for example. Like there are 40-year-olds that chat with 18-year-olds. So
you've just opened up a little window in
Too
my
old.
mind that was closed. I'm trying to process this and making correlation with my life experience.
Yeah, like for example,
I suppose this is real. I suppose what you're talking about, the chat game is real. I'm prepared to.
This is just a small fraction of the game. Like your total game is your chat game plus your real life game plus everything. Everything, like you could plan the day, planning days, for example. You could plan an exciting and a.
Got this annoying voice. Do you mean the text chat?
The Greek
and unverbal.
Both.
Oh no,
Shit,
he's the one with the bomb.
If you got a 3 out of 10 voice, you can't.
You could use a voice morpher. Yes, or you could buy a better mic, or like you could train your voice.
Do vocal training. Yeah, you can do vocal training, so you can voice cracks and shit. But you're still, at the end of the day, you're still not a Chad sounding fucking chatter.
Yes, the great distinguish between Worldview 1 and Worldview 2 is this. Is that, let's say you are the master of the chat game. So you aspire to be the greatest seducer in a chat. Like you get an Instagram page and you start messaging 18-year-olds from your town. And your goal is to make them meet you. So you could have a sexual interaction.
Oh, fucking right? Shit in your own time, bro.
So if you are great at the game, then you're
going to have a cigarette. I'm hanging for a cigarette and I'm sacrificing
because of a false
accusation. You all just, bro, clench.
Okay, well, like you could meet 25-year-olds. It doesn't matter.
Bro, fuck.
The point is,
I'm not saying any odd bitch, not necessarily.
We all need to.
Just say, oh, he raped me.
So your goal is to try to appear as attractive as possible to attract the most, and most
Oh
appealing.
fuck, it's about. God.
So for example, you would message someone on Instagram, and then they would ask you about
Should
what do
we
you
push
do.
B?
You could
Scared.
lie about that you were some startup founder,
Yeah,
and based on your looks and
Whoop,
Russian.
unders.
clothes alone, they would not be able to tell that you're lying. So should you always lie that you're a millionaire? If
Let
it's
me
more
flash
attractive.
out mid.
That is
According to the second worldview you're referring to, you can
Purple, you've
overcome
got
the
bomb.
moral and spiritual barriers that exist for any developed person.
Kermit does.
Yes. You should do everything
Commit
in
to
your
this type
power.
of activity, right? So it's like essentially like you're self-debasing. It's like you're gonna get a tattoo. It's like you're gonna get a tattoo.
Oh god damn it!
If
Fucking
it's gonna
see.
help you.
There are degrees to this, but
was one
obviously,
CT,
like
watch
the
out.
idea is that you should do if your goal is to find the
Lads,
highest
go
quality
B, go
relationship
help him.
possible, like the tall blonde, blue-eyed from a good family, Christian, 10 out of
Creep
10
up
wife,
behind a
or
brain,
whatever,
got
like
this.
whatever the highest status of a woman is, virgin, like 18 years old, from a billionaire family, I don't know, famous.
Sneak in.
If you are to reach
nice.
that, the things that are going to help you do that are skill of a master seducer, and you should do certain things. You should maximize your appeal in every way, and sometimes that will require you to compromise your integrity.
Been lagging.
And you can decide upon that. But basically, the success is dependent on your
Shall we
appeal,
all go
and you should
B?
maximize your appeal.
If
First
we
of
do
all,
it, we have to go non-stop.
that's
we
like
gotta
the first
commit.
point. And there's also the second.
No
second.
brain,
But
all
do you
balls,
get
bro.
the
Put your
difference
nuts out.
between
Let your nuts hang.
So
Let's go.
in the first case, you should just be yourself.
I'll sacrifice, bro. I'll flash
So I'm
it.
saying you're making the very mature
Watch under someone.
link between a world
I'm going in.
and
Ah, motherfucker's just there. What the fuck?
that
was a shit deciding.
Critical. You cannot really guess
Good
what
idea was
kind
this.
of value conclusions Kant will make out of their like convictions, what's true versus false, leading to what they should do. Because, and again, this is where generalizations spectacularly fail and are inadequate and are cringe, because different Kants have these different irrational drives.
Yes.
And different Kants also have, check this out, this is an important thought. And this is not what women normally suffer from, and autists. But
different women have different appeals. That is very well known, and like it's not.
Different
it's
women
not
will also
novel.
have different things that they will be able to restrain about themselves or not. And different guys will often have things that they will be able to restrain about themselves or not.
Pre-fire.
Except that
I'm going
for
in.
guys it's easier. Right? So check this out. Now this is
Yes.
a very careful. This is a very careful articulation.
One CT.
For guys, having testosterone and androgens and a larger brain,
What happened there?
and a smaller
Spirit was back from his shit.
corpus callosum between the hemispheres, etc., etc., etc. We find it easier. We've got more strength at temperance and self-restraint, but the impulses that
What's a pretty question?
that temperance, the impulses
Alright, let's
that
try a win.
rob
How
us
about
of
that?
self-control are also much greater. So for women, the impulses are low. The impulses basically alter their emotional and
Someone
cognitive
come on.
state, whereas for men,
I'm in
impulses
yes.
are physical. They have to be physically
Do we
worked out.
just do long again?
Yes.
And
Oh,
so,
no, everyone's just
or
like
you
getting
drink
scared.
alcohol, or one of those.
You gotta push with your nuts.
But for men, it is for a healthy man.
Let's try
it
to
is
do short.
impossible
Fuck it.
to sit
I'll smoke mid.
quietly
Oh.
and calmly in a very long. It is impossible because these genes would not have had a chance to survive throughout human evolution. For men, for women, they would, and they do. That's why women can sit quietly, like and just whatever. So
It says in generalization, like some men would probably be able to.
I'm looking at the healthy, like the actual healthy tendency.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah,
Flash me.
based on your personal experience.
And we can all no wait, no. We can. I'm speaking
no
of
one wrong.
tendency like
Maybe that's
physics.
it.
Men tend to be taller. There's shorter men than women.
Take your time.
Men tend to be robust, the bones
Ay-ya.
thicker and muscles stronger, etc.
That was so close.
So this
Yes,
is
I
real-
accept those generalizations. I think they're
So,
practical.
so check this out. Criticism
Yeah,
I have
tag 6 feet.
is that
Alright, we got to think with it.
there is no one
Maybe go
tendency
unders to short.
of people to be
I'll try keep them busy
driven
at
by
B.
something. So some guys are driven by rage. Some guys are driven by.
Might even go. You know what?
Guys
I'm going
are
straight
driven by
into B.
greed.
Maybe you
Some
guys
guys are driven.
go under to
mean, like
B
a
if it's
dominant
clean.
motive, something that moves you, something
me
that
get-
gets out
let
of
me out of
bed in the morning.
Okay.
The only thing that actually
Oh,
stays
fuck it, they
constant
smoke.
is the presence of such a drive. There will be an irrational
I'll push
drive
B.
that gets you out of bed in the morning, even though you
No one's
have paid
pushing
off your mortgage. You can deliver and get pizza delivered. You don't need to get out of bed, right? But there will be this enormous urge to
There's a couple out there.
just like red eggs and like children eggs. It becomes like you will eventually catch yourself having smuggled activity or hobby, and then you made all these excuses to go out. You will suddenly create a problem in your life. You suddenly will have to go out of your room to go and fucking solve the problem. Why? Because there is this
He's got
very
B.
deeply rooted drive that is passion. It works against the individual. It's the genes coming into conflict of interest with the individual, something that's on the topic of Richard Dawkins. So that's something that
Richard Dawkins is a fucking LTF. Yeah, there's also like within the looks maxing sphere there is lookism. So you should basically discriminate people based on their looks. This
LTM in terms of physical attractiveness.
yeah, he has
No. This is irrelevant. Thanks for your information.
Fucking why is he looking for me this
he's
time?
like an atheist.
Why the
soy-
fuck would you expect me to be there?
Yeah,
Throw your nade.
I was guessing that. It definitely makes that impression on me.
Throw a nade, launch it, you'll get it.
But
So like whenever you see a person, the idea is
Bro,
that whenever you see a
bigot-tad
person and they
retard
look like a soy cock,
came out looking
everything that they will say will be that what a soy
at me.
cock
Fucking
is.
asshole.
yeah, good point. But it's a trivial scientific fact, and I think it's fascinating to soy cocks that, to discover that
Here we go.
the genes don't like you, But I'm saying
No,
I'm pointing out it's an
Look,
obvious.
I think it's false. I think appearances
let's throw
don't
their
tell
inferno
what
bullshit.
you actually think and your personality, but
There's a correlation.
it's just funny for rage baiting.
No, there's correlations, bro. Honestly, like you're wrong to it. There's something. So the idea that for a male, there is different phenotypes and different cultural types and different psychiatric types. So different types of personality disorder, different types of like developmental disorder, neurosis, and all that. But the unchanging overall thing has to do with the bodily self-regulation. It has to do with the fact that you are gonna get out of bed, do things, come up with bullshit reasons, eventually the most irrational reasons to do something fun. And already if not fun, it has to be provocative if you've got a personality disorder. If it's not provocative, you're doing something that's compromising because you're like so erratic that you start looking for trouble in a subtle.
That is a natural male impulse, yes. Risk seeking.
It's a suicidal impulse of low-ranking males that you will go on the street and essentially, get beaten up for one reason or another if you're a degenerate low-ranking male. So, the something I'm really pointing at is that in each individual case, for each individual type of male, but also within every type of male, along all sorts of ways. There's all
We don't
these
have the spawn, but we're doing
individual
it.
fucking
What's that
motives,
guy's
and they're
name?
arbitrary,
Nigger Lags, get your
but
shit
they form a
together.
zodiac of motives.
Fucking
Some
Nigger
guy
Lags, there
will
we go.
want to pursue sex
Push no
in the
fear,
context
gentlemen.
of social approval, but he will not mind his sexual life being part of like a community sexual life where he will be like, okay, all my homies and all my bros and all my haters
Who's got smokes?
and all my beta, they all know my sexual life because we're kind of
yeah,
brewing
nice
in
one.
that broth of
Fucking who flashed me?
and for him the experience of
What the fuck was that,
winning over
gentlemen?
people will be coupled and completely like he will not even distinguish between his and entertainment, like winning over female. For another guy,
Go B, brother.
it will be his
Oh, yeah.
self-image. Like he will uphold a mask and self-image because of peer pressure or family
Did.
pressure.
We
or
could have won it
psychological
anyway. It's
complexes,
easier.
or maybe
CT is
the image
easier,
he has
isn't
to
it?
uphold
Right?
because of his
Yeah.
social standing. Like if he's a priest or if he's a doctor or if he's a this or that, he will have to like conform.
All right, you
And this
two
is
go
actually the definition
B.
of a normie.
You two go
Normie
long,
does
and
not
then we'll
refer to
rotate.
looks or lack of looks.
I'm
Normie
gonna
refers to
go
cultural
short.
type.
I'm gonna push short and try come through
This is
bedroom
where
if
the
they go long.
incels have
There are-
hijacked them.
Look,
There's no
look.
need to.
There are just different meanings to the word. Like same
that's-
words can have different meanings.
Yeah, so this stealing of meaning is not.
It's not stealing. It's just like
Short, it's short.
Like what would you call a normal looking person? Normie? No, that's like natural. It's not. They did not like
Jesus.
venture into some gated online space and
Got
like
this, boys.
decided to steal the word because it's popular.
Back him
It's
up.
just like a natural. Whenever you talk about normal looking people, you will shorten it to normie. That's just natural.
English language. And if you're familiar with the word ass,
They're both in
you
base.
will not go into your stated community and
He's
give
right
the
there.
name like ass or something
Oh,
that
you
sounds
motherfucker,
positive
you've
and
got the
respectful
biggest-
of other
I knew
community
it.
because you already know the word ass and you're avoiding
fellas-
to use the word ass. But if
Yeah,
you're
but-
ignorant of the actual global normie internet subculture or the internet culture, you will be happy using terms like red pill and normie and cringe and cope in any way you want, simply because you want to sound like you're
Let's
in
do
the
the
know
same
while
thing.
you're
2B,
actually
2A.
demonstrating you're exactly out of the know. So that's why I protest. I mean, I am entitled to police what is now public domain. So I'm in the public domain. So anyway, this is distraction, and so I'm saying that what you said about is obviously what I got the gist of as the
Maybe
red pill
under.
in that you can realize that something is true in the world, but you also can max. However, what's
Where
the
are they,
point?
boys? Talk to me.
So red pill people
Bombs back a bit,
believe in shit,
Oh, top
and
mid,
they want
two of
to
them.
get the better for themselves. And what you described as the second pill, people also believe in shit, and they also try and get the better for themselves, but they just adopt a set of techniques and a set of rational,
Oh,
cynical,
bedroom.
amoral atheist attitudes to reach their goal. Again, this is insidious. This is really
Guessing they're gonna come long.
tainting and libeling the whole red
Nah,
pill
sure.
discourse. This is awful.
Katie
this
lags.
is awful behavior.
The way that I would say that incels are just very racist.
Well done,
on
Spirit
average.
on.
The majority
Katie
of
lags,
like
go short,
90%
walk short.
of incels online are also racist and anti-Semitic. That's like
What
One
was
last
even a
one.
cool thing.
KD lag.
yeah, it's much respect for that. But the idea is that if you're a socially successful,
dude.
if you're
He's going for
if you're a socially successful male, you go out in all those public spaces where you can't be as racist and anti-Semitic. So like image boards and online forums would naturally accumulate racist people and socially
do short
unsuccessful
again.
racist people.
I'm just
That's
a
why
humble
like,
fetus with a big dick.
so I think that it's not that incels stole that world, it's just that through osmosis of racism and inceldom, that term started to get applied to looks. But whatever. Let's get back to the pills. So I've described the red pill. I think so the red pill is that you should not care about your authenticity or integrity, and you should more care about your appeal in every dimension for your success in the romantic entrepreneurs. And also there's this is that there are different types of appeals, obviously. So for example, a certain type of a girl, like a young girl, will be into K-pop, for example, which are effeminate males, girly males, basically. And some other type of girl would be into manly skinhead Brad Pitts. Those are completely different, and like the same male could either attempt to be more like a K-pop dude or like a Brad Pitt, and that would be
I went
completely
B
different.
while we were distracted.
What do
And
you call
appeal to
it?
different.
But who was
What?
that B? Fucking
Appeal
KD
maxing.
lags, bro.
Oh
Get your
yeah,
shit
so
together,
appeal
lag.
maxing does specialize. Yeah,
Two go
Kumail,
long,
yeah.
I'm going B.
So, for example, it's not only in the type. I could also, for example, if I make tattoos and like look like a thug,
appealing
basically.
To, yeah, appealing to a subculture. Yeah, that makes sense.
If I look like a thug, I will have a certain appeal, and if I look like a gentleman, that will be another. And those are not like you cannot have that some appeal is objectively super will make you super more attractive to
How many
everyone.
using the second thing? No. I cannot believe. Rather, I'm really disappointed that you're attributing things like maxing.
I thought that was a guy.
Of some larger
The lamp
life
got me.
in pursuit of sex to the red pill. This is an enormous possession.
Sex can
I'm
be
losing it, bro.
look, sex
Getting
can
bitten
be
by
the
mosquitoes, the
life
doors
goal.
open,
If sex
I'm rushing
is your
unders.
life goal, then
You guys stack long. How about that?
like if
I'll
you just
tell you if
say
there's
I want
anyone
to
going
be
B for
the
fun.
most
The other
sexually
long.
attractive,
Get out of the way,
seducer,
KD lags.
master,
Fucking
closer, like
asshole.
let's say you
Get out of
you've
my way!
read the book.
Oh,
You've-
evil.
you've read,
that's
like-
satanic.
Someone,
But there-
everyone go long.
Yes, I agree as a Christian, but
Sex is
They're all
not my life goal. It's my life need that's
One
not being
outside tons.
satisfied. I needed sex, not as a goal of my life, as a start of my life. It just never
I
happened.
recognize that.
Maybe
as a
it is
Christian,
B after all.
and I agree to that. But there are obviously people like that.
Oh,
Some people are different people are
Oh, the
vulnerable
one
to different
guy,
things.
one
Some people
last-
want to be rich.
It was
That is
outside,
their life goal. I want to be a billionaire. That's my
it was
life goal.
outside
Some people
tons
will
last
try to
night.
be famous.
All my
This whole
money I
bomb
would spend
boys
on
fucking don't even
sex
go for it.
because money is evil to me. But that's a much more complex value system. Than
Yeah, but
saying,
Elon
"Oh,
Musk might just say, "I want to become as rich as possible ever." That's my life goal. And like some people will say, I want to slay the and that's my life. And that's the lifestyle people encounter in the pickup artist and red pill spheres often.
No, they fucking.
Who did what? That
They're just fucking orcs. No, that's filthy.
Katie
That's
Lags, you
Well,
got
the red
up
pill
unders since you're
term
not getting in my way. How about
in the
that?
dating world initially comes from
I'll go B.
pickup artist world.
Maybe too
So
long.
the pickup artist tried to figure out what makes the most sexually successful male, and that is where the term came from. Those people popularized it, the pickup artists. But not only that, within the red pill, you will the second worldview, the red pill. You need to understand how it's different from the black pill. There is within the red pill because it originated from the pickup artists. What is the goal of a pickup artist online? Is to sell you a course.
Of course,
It's basically you're an unsuccessful male. I'm a successful male. It is a skill that you can learn. And if you buy my course, you will
Well, I didn't know
become
that
way
they were
more
there. I was
successful.
just shooting for the hell of it.
This is classical and undisputable blue pill. From my standpoint,
Alright,
which
that's
again
too-
I
Yes,
understand.
yes.
Been through this, we've been through this,
No
but
bomb.
it's got nothing to do.
Beautiful.
Everything to do with being blue pill.
Yes, yeah. So the pickup artists are pretty red pilled, and seeing through the lies, and many of people who buy courses can see through the lies too. It's just like the pickup artists are trying to be appealing to the people that buy courses, but what is called the red pill worldview, and in the way that it's different is that any male, if he puts enough free will, whatever you call that,
Easy.
and
easy day.
dedication and hard work towards, like, if you go to the gym and become jacked, if you become rich, if you
Right, I'm going up unders.
if you work hard and you are if you work hard and you are like dedicating yourself and you are using all your natural capability,
Or should I stack long? Katie
is
Lags,
you could
just
reach
walk.
enormous heights.
Let's stack long. Fuck it.
That's the mindset of the red pill worldview.
Yes, fucking
if you master the game, if you master your appeal, if you master like your physique, if you master your financial crap, if you master your social circle, if you are in the right environment, you put yourself in.
You've got to be such a cock to like buy this shit.
Yeah, no one actually buys that shit, but like people. It's just like you watch it for free. Like people don't watch it. Like you could go and watch a video on YouTube like how to be more attractive. Top 5 things I do to be more attractive. That would be pretty red pilled in that worldview. What is called red pill in the second worldview.
It's fucking cringe.
Well, I would not say it's fag and cringe to watch videos on how to be attractive. If you can learn from them and be more attractive, it's actually based.
2 in bedroom.
Being more attractive.
This part is all right, except it's pathetic. But it's not all right.
You got this as another one.
It's not all right to have biases of the most silliest, childish kind, and not notice that you have those biases. This is not self-aware. Like it's fucking cringe.
Got this.
Yeah, well,
So
people.
The survivorship bias of a pickup artist who you have seen advertised online and recommended in the channel is the fact that there's other pickup artists who didn't get the followers or didn't pay for the ads because they don't have the money to pay for the ads.
Watch it. Yeah.
The idea, like, obviously people recognize those biases. People who adhere themselves to the second worldview are adults, which are of middle or high intelligence often. Like, they're just the competitive males. The males that try to be the most competitive possible. That's like...
Selection bias, because if someone is actively self-maxing according to the definition, or not self-maxing, but all these maxings and actively doing it means that they've got the time and the means to...
One second.
Yeah. If you've got the time...
Wait, I gotta close the window so I can't hear it.
Everyone go.
Throwing smoke.
Grenade out.
Throwing flashbang. Throwing smoke. Bomb has been planted.
Fuck, bro.
Fuck, Kate. Raya. Look at him. He can't even hear us. Alright, I'm going short. Katie Lags is doing fuck knows.
Oh, check this out. Now, check this out. I hope this will be a useful insight to you. There is an observation bias concerning this, because you may actually not realize it, being from your background and things that you are, and I would forgive you because you're young and because you're from second world country. And this is that if you
fucking cunt
can actually afford, and if you can allow to, if you can allow the time and resources in your life for something like sexual gratification, right? Like as opposed to just getting what floats by, or like whatever you encounter in the workplace or whatever you encounter in a social environment. Plus, if you're actively capable of like
I didn't shoot you. Can you
for a
read?
long time, at least with some partial success, move toward like changing your behavior, altering them, improving them systematically, improving your behaviors, or improving your actual like attributes. That's a selection bias, because most guys are not capable of that for one reason or another, or for all the reasons that are there. So people who is cacking full time,
good game, boys,
for my opinion,
asshole,
are not capable to max. They just don't have the free time. They spend their energy on driving, working, recuperating, feeding themselves, and shopping.
Yes, I fully